What's going on, everybody? It's TalonMasterJ here, and today what I want to do with you guys is, in advance of the Pokemon World Championship finals, we're just gonna do a brief recap of day number 1 and day number 2 of the Pokemon World Championships. I've got a couple of tabs up on my monitor so we can go over a couple of things here, guys. So if you guys have been following along with Worlds, please let me know your thoughts on Worlds. To me, it has been an absolute major success. I cannot be more happy for how Pokemon has done it in 2025. They have hit home run after home run after home run after home freaking run with this tournament, guys. But honestly, I just want to do a brief recap of day 1 and day 2. I've got these stream matches. I've got stuff up on my board, and then I'm gonna try to do a brief preview of the World's finalists, because we do know our World's finalists, guys. And spoiler alert, it's all North America, baby. It's all North America. We are the best. We are guaranteed a world champion for the first time since I think it was Wolf in 2016. I could be wrong on that. I think we've had finalists in the past. I think Emilio Forbes was the last North American to make finals of a world championship in the Masters division. Juniors and seniors, I honestly did not look up that information, guys. I am mostly focused on the Masters division because that is the division that I compete in. I am a Masters player. I apologize for my voice there. But as we know, World Championships was hosted in Anaheim, California. First things first, the venue, the Anaheim Convention Center, absolutely insane. Incredible venue, guys. At least from what I saw on the pictures and everything and videos, it looked great. It really looked great. They had a Legends ZA area. I may do my own thoughts on Legends ZA later this week. So please keep an eye out for that on the channel, because there was a lot of information that came out, and I honestly need time to really sit down, hammer my thoughts on something that I really wasn't truly focused on for Worlds, and then I can more so gather my thoughts. But again, we made it to Worlds, last event of the season, last event of Regulation I, and to be fair, bye-bye Regulation I. We are done with you. We are absolutely done with you. Get out. See you. No more restricteds for you. I don't know about grassroots tournaments. There may be a couple of grassroots tournaments that still run Regulation I until September 1st, but as we all know, myself, Talon's Fight Club, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are doing Regulation H, so go check it out. I will have a link in the description below, so you guys can go and check out one of our tournaments that are coming up. We are actually coming up on 1 year of the tournaments, guys, and that is all because of you that I've been able to run these tournaments. The support has been massive. But getting back to it, guys, before we get into most of the stream matches, because there was a little bit of a side here, and like I said, I've got notes about them. I've got the restricted Pokemon. I've got usage numbers and everything. I do want to post out here, guys. Remember that we still have time. If you have not picked up your Farigiraf that was used by Luca Ceribelli last year to win the World Championships over Yuta Ishigaki, you still have time. The code is on screen, World's Armored Tail, and the O's are zeros, and the I in tail is a 1, because they do not use O and they do not use I in their codes. So there is that, guys. Please go get your Farigiraf if you guys haven't yet. It will be making a return on Regulation H, I will say that. There will be Farigirafs back in Regulation H, I think. Also, I remember we did see it. I don't have it pulled up. I do apologize, but we did hit the kicker for Chen Pao, guys. We hit the kicker, so I believe Monday will be the distribution when we can start getting it. or I could be wrong when they distribute Shiny Chen Pao, but we do have Shiny Chen Pao. Next up will be Shiny Ting Lu, and then I believe it's the start of September will be Shiny Chi Yu, and I'm already putting it out there on Chi Yu, over under 5 million. I think we're gonna hit 5 million Chi Yus defeated because everybody will want to battle the blue fish. But getting back to it, guys, I do have, here we go. Day 1 usage rates. These are the restricted, and then we'll get into the non-restricted. Unfortunately, I don't have the pairings. I tried looking up the pairings. I couldn't find them. I probably missed the tweet or something like that. But essentially, the top 4 were kind of what I was expecting. Miraidon, Calyrex Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, and Calyrex Ice Rider. So the horses were riding in Anaheim. And if I remember correctly, no, Anaheim's not near well, it might be near Santa Clara. There is a horse track out there in Santa Clara. So, you know, hey, there's horses. And the horses are running. But yeah, I mean, Miraidon, 47%. Honestly, not surprised there. There were, what did it say? 432 qualified players in the Masters division. Again, pretty impressive, guys. 432 Masters. And then you see, like, it kind of has a drop. I mean, look, there's a drop off right here from 32% on Calyrex Ice Rider to 11% Koraidon. I'm not even sure that's ever happened before, where a drop off in restricted is so big, where it's nearly 20%. Actually, 32.3, 11.9. No, that is 20%. That's 20.3%. So yeah, just a little over 20% of a drop off. Absolutely incredible. Then you see Lunala at 11.6%, and then Kyogre and Groudon, they were fighting, guys. They were fighting. Unique restricted Pokemon that are not on this graphic, ladies and gentlemen, that I know about. There was one Ho-Oh, more on that later, and one Zacian, more on that later. And then we look at the top 12, day 1. It is not surprising. Incineroar is the top cat. I'd say top dog, but it's a cat. Then you have Urshifu Rapid Strike, because it's really, it feels like it's better than Single Strike just because there's so many fairy types out there. And Urshifu Dark does not want to, I mean, Urshifu Rapid Strike doesn't want to take a fairy type move, but Urshifu Dark really doesn't want to take a fairy type move. Then you see Rillaboom at 26.7%, Raging Bull just over a quarter usage, Amoonguss 21% usage, Smeargle 18% usage, way more on Smeargle. I will just, you know, actually not even more on Smeargle. I'll just say it right freaking now. The more that I have watched VGC, the more that I have competed in VGC, the more I understand why people hate Moody. The more I understand it. I understand why singles draft bans it. I understand why Smeargle is busted with it. And I mean, I don't necessarily want to say that Smeargle is going to get banned or anything like that, but oh boy, it needs to lose Spore. It needs to lose Spore. Like, and not even just in the 2 days of Worlds, where we saw some Smeargles get some Moody boost that just helped them clean up the game. I am part of the Spear Pillar Region Rumble. I'm a manager for Team North America, and there were matches all throughout the 10 weeks where a Smeargle got a Moody boost and it literally won the game. Without that double speed, it just wasn't having any real success. But because it got the double speed, it managed to get spores off, it could decorate, and then it was basically GG, sign the slip, walk away from the tape. But getting back to it, Chen Pao 17.8%, we'll round that up to 18. Whimsicott 17%. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 Whimsicotts that I saw on stream. Volcarona 14.8%, Fluttermane 13.5%, Landorus Incarnate 13.5%, and then Farigiraf at, well, I mean 11.9. That's 12%. We'll round it up to 12. So yeah, those were your top 12. And then if we move over to day number 2, we see we'll go back here real quick. We'll do this. So we see 47% for Koraidon on day 1. 30%. So 17% of the Koraidon players did not make it into day 2. That is crazy. And then you add Zamazenta with its crown. It was at 34% on day 2, 33%. So it went up. Okay, that one's interesting. But then again, we have to remember there was 53 players in day 2. So necessarily the numbers may look a little weird, but at the same time, we have to understand fewer players, higher number. Calyrex Ice Rider also 34%. On day 2 was 32.3%. And then Calyrex Shadow Rider 47.2%. It literally was just going absolutely insane. Koraidon Apex build 20.8%, Lunala 15%, Kyogre at 7.5%, and then Groudon at 3.8%. And again, when I said that Ho-Oh and that Zacian, they made it through to day 2. They made it through. So that shows sort of the way of building, but also we have to understand that just because a Pokemon has somewhat normal usage or less than normal usage or basically non-existent usage, with the right player, they can go absolutely crazy. And then looking at day 2, Incineroar, top dog, or when I say top dog, top cat at 54.7%. It is a little drop off from day 1. Raging Bolt 35.8%, Urshifu Rapid Strike 32.1%, Rillaboom 30.2%, but basically the top 4, it literally stayed the same. So the top 4 was just a matter of how much percentage. Actually, even top 5, because Amoonguss at 26.4% instead of 21.3%. The Chen Pao usage was actually kind of crazy. Not gonna lie, guys. The Chen Pao usage was kind of crazy. And I mean, Fluttermane, nice to see Fluttermane around there. Whimsicott 17%, Smeargle 15.1%, Chi-Yu 13.2% with Ursaluna at 13.2%, and then Ogerpon Hearthflame at 11.3%. Honestly, I mean, a lot of diversity in the teams, guys. A lot of diversity. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a fun event so far. And of the top Pokemon right now, we do have Pokemon that are around. I will get to it. But if we go over to where did I have that? Oh wait, that was here. So let's start looking at some of the matches here, guys. So first up, round 1 on the main stream was Paul Ruiz versus Eric Rios, and Paul Ruiz, phenomenal battle, guys. I'm not really gonna spoil the results of, well, I mean it's not really spoiling because we have been watching it, but I did take notes about who won and who lost on these matches. So Paul Ruiz defeated Eric Rios. If I remember correctly, it was he used a CSR a lot in the battle, and I think he managed, I think he got like an encore, or no, he had the friend guard. He used friend guard a lot. Then we move over to the side stream, because this was actually really cool, guys. For the first time in Worlds history, we had the side stream. Shoutouts to Victory Road for that they were able to have a Worlds side stream. And who knows, maybe at all regionals we're going to have side streams. And if so, that is great for match preservation. Round 1 on the side stream was Juan Salerno versus Riley Factura. Juan Salerno did end up winning this. Riley Factura, really good player, guys, and is still not running a single inaccurate move. If a move's accuracy is anything without a 100 for a number, Riley Factura does not use it. Just straight up, Riley Factura does not use it. Then we get into round 2. Honestly, guys, when this pairing came up, I think it was just safe to say everyone and their mothers, and even the mothers who don't follow Pokemon, who just support us as players, the second you saw this matchup on the pairing screen, you knew right then and there this was the stream matchup. And it was between Marco Silva, who just came off of a runner-up at NAIC, versus Michael Kelsch, who has been arguably the best Pokemon player in terms of consistency over the last 3 years. Absolutely insane. And Marco Silva ended up winning this. And funnily enough, this would be Kelsch's only loss on day 1. So Michael Kelsch would go undefeated on day 1, except against Marco Silva. And it was the CSR Zama mirror. Marco managed to call a couple of the protects, right? And if I remember correctly, I don't think Michael ever clicked wide guard. I don't recall him clicking wide guard. And then on the side stream, we had Nick Navarre versus Shoma Honami. Shoma Honami managed to defeat Nick Navarre. And in all fairness, Nick Navarre is one of the top NA players, and Shoma Honami is one of the top Japanese players. So I honestly didn't see much of the side streams. I was mostly focused on the main streams. But from everything that I could tell, the side streams were nice, they were crisp, they were clean, and that's what you want for match preservation. We keep going up, then we go to round 3. It was Christopher Hahn versus the 2024 defending world champion Luca Ceribelli, using the team that won the Milwaukee Regional Championships behind Andrew Ding. And honestly, Luca played it really well, but Chris, again, it's that CSR Zama. And again, I don't recall wide guard being clicked. I don't remember wide guard being clicked. So it just goes to show. Also, I have to shout out Christopher Hahn wearing the Anaheim Worlds baseball jersey. Really cool to see. And then Luca wearing his IL server or IL server. I might be getting that wrong. I apologize to his team for that. But it really was a good matchup. And then on the side stream, we had Simone Sanvito versus Nikolaj Hilson. And Nikolaj has been on Koraidon, I think, since Koraidon was legal. So it doesn't surprise me that he ran Koraidon the Worlds. Iron Bundle, not bad. I mean, I don't recall any other players. Oh, wait, there was one other player that I know was running an Iron Bundle. So, yeah, there was that. And then you had Calyrex and Amoonguss here, and Simone Sanvito defeated Nikolaj. Round 4, we had Maddie Morgan versus Yuma Kinugawa, another CSR Zama mirror. One of the first Smeargles that we saw. I think it got a couple of spores off, if I remember correctly. The Tornadus, though, Yuma running Skyplate on his Tornadus was pretty crazy. And I think, if I remember correctly, there was a Bleakwind Storm, and either he missed the Raging Bolt or it protected, but he still got Whimsicott off the board. And Maddie managed to knock out the Tornadus with, I think, Thunderclap. And it was a really good matchup, guys. All these matchups, guys, they are on the official channel. So if you want to go watch it for yourself, watch these players. These are some of the best competitive Pokemon players out there. All I'm doing is a recap. Then we get into the side stream. It was Victor Medina versus Aurelian Sula. And I believe Victor won this match. And we do see another Smeargle with a CIR versus Rillaboom and Zamazenta. again, don't really know much about the side match. I was mostly following the mainstream matches, but this one was the big one when we saw this matchup. This was the only Ho-Oh in the tournament on Yoshitaka Izawa's team, and game one, he went crazy with it. He got the burn on Fluttermane with Sacred Fire. He knocked out Calyrex Ice Rider. He knocked out the Koraidon. He basically won the battle, and I think it was like 3 or 4 turns in game one. Game two, Shoma managed to fight it back and force a game 3. And then I believe Yoshitaka won game. I believe there was a loaded dice in game 3. I think there was a loaded dice activation, if I remember correctly. And then on the side stream, we had Yuma Kinugawa versus Ko Tsukide. And Ko was also running the team that won the Milwaukee Regionals with the Lunala, the Miraidon, the Ursaluna, that team, which is really good, really powerful. And Ko was the only player to emerge from day one spotless, undefeated. So shout outs to Ko Tsukide for becoming undefeated on day one. Round 6, we have Giovanni Chichki versus Mao Harada. And more on Gio in a minute, but all I'll say is that Gio lost this set. He lost it, but more on that later. And then on the side stream, I don't think I had, I couldn't find a side stream for VR round 6. But then round 7, we had Victor Medina versus Justin Tang. Justin Tang running the Groudon, baby, running Groudon. And honestly, a really good set between Justin and Victor. If I remember correctly, I think Justin, he hit all of his Precipice Blades, if I remember correctly, because I don't think he missed a Precipice Blades, and I don't think he missed a Heat Wave, if I remember correctly. But Victor managed to win round 7, and then on the side stream, we had Sure Wee versus Alex Underhill, and Alex Underhill winning round 7, really good. And then round 8, honestly, this was chef's kiss. I mean, again, I'm not trying to toot up Wolf here, because Marcus Dion is a really, really good player. But this just shows how good Wolf is, because game 1, turn 1, Wolf loses his first 2 Pokemon like that. He loses them immediately. And like even Wolf said in the post-match when they interviewed him, when we saw that turn 1, it was, uh-oh. Because even I thought it was that. I thought there was no way Wolf was going to come back. And then somehow he came back. And then in game 2, he managed to position the board state perfectly. Marcus was sadly locked into Choice Scarf Shadow Claw into the Amoonguss, and quite literally, Ursaluna won the battle. Ursaluna was the last Pokemon standing with 6 HP, allowing Wolf to advance to day 2. I can already see his video. I mean, probably 2 million views in the first 24, 36 hours, give or take. But then on the side stream, we had Luca versus Carlos Cabal. And again, Luca played it really well. Carlos Cabal managed to win it. So, congratulations to Carl. I really wish I should have watched these matches and given you guys better recaps. But then we get into day 2, where we started with Giuseppe Musico versus James Beck. And Giuseppe he basically took Beck out to pasture, it felt like. Giuseppe just went crazy. And Regieleki, it really sucked, because I thought Regieleki had a really good matchup in this battle. But James just never went for the Electro Web. And Regieleki just couldn't be positioned properly, so unfortunately James lost this. Giuseppe won. Then on the side stream, we had Shunsuke Minami versus Hirofumi Kimura, and Hirofumi was able to emerge victorious on this bout. And again, double Sunsetter, double Smeargle. It happens. It happens. Then we get into the final round of Swiss. This match was crazy. This match was absolutely freaking crazy between Nick Navarre and Chi Hung Chu. And honestly, I still can't believe the result of this battle, man. I still can't believe the result of this battle. Nick was playing hard trick room, and Chi Hung was coming off of defeating Wolf. So, you know, Chi Hung riding high, riding those waves high in that winning in matchup. Nick Navarre, I mean, you go to a regional, and if Nick Navarre is there and he is not wearing University of Michigan pants, then call the authorities because somebody is impersonating Nick Navarre. But game one, if I remember correctly, game one, Nick won, if I remember correctly. If I remember, yeah, Nick won game one. And then game two, like this was what was crazy about this match. In game two, Nick, oh wait, I can pull it up on the official Twitch, because I just can't believe that this actually happened here. Where is that? No, that's August 15th. Oh, here. I mean, I'll keep it low. I'll keep it low. I'll keep it muted here, because like he gets the protect here, and then like it was just crazy that he managed to do it. Like oh wait, no, that was game three. No, it was game two. Okay, so I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't have one on that, but point is that Nick played it incredible. He got a triple protect in game two. Like, that's, if I remember correctly, a 1 in 27 chance to get a triple protect, because it's guaranteed the first, then it's 1 in 3 on the second, and then 1 of 9 on the third. So like, you multiply it all the way, it's like 1 in 27 that you get a triple protect. And yeah, he just managed to win the Weather War, Kyogre defeating Torkoal. The fun thing about Chi Hung's Torkoal, though, it had Solar Beam, so it had a way around a Kyogre potentially. And then on the side stream, we had Joji Kaeda versus Masayoshi Karu, and Masayoshi managed to emerge victorious in the battle, advancing the top cut. Joji, one of the best players online. Shout outs to Joji. And yeah, then we move on to the top cut. The top 20 players here: Masayoshi, Chopper Cross, Cedric Bernier, Carlos Cabal, Nick Navarre, Theotime Masol, Aaron Brock, Maddie Morgan, Montana Mont, Victor Medina, Mal Harada, James Evans, Naoto Kishida, Yoshitaka Izawa, James Beck, Giuseppe Musico, Michael Kelsch, Hirofumi Kimura, Giovanni Chichki, and Ko Sukide. I mean, you just look at these names and it's a stacked top cut. I do want to bring this up though, and again, I'm sorry to VR that I'm doing this, but they had a little tiny error on their bracket, because Zhang Shenyu was not at Worlds this year. So ignore this team. Put James Beck's name right there, because that's who Victor Medina played, not Zhang Shenyu. So there is that. Then we get into the top 16, which was James Beck versus Victor Medina. And Victor managed to emerge victorious in this battle. It was really good between him and James. Then on the side stream, we had Mal Harada versus Yoshitaka Izawa. And sadly, this is where Ho-Oh's journey ended. But hey, shoutouts to Ho-Oh, man. It made Top Cut of the World Championships when I don't think anybody had it on their... I know I damn sure didn't have it on my bingo card. Then we get into the... what was this one? This one was the other top 16. Kosuke Day versus... Oh, wait, no, this was the match. This was the match that Nick got the triple protect in. Now I was messing it up, guys. My apologies. It was against Kosuke Day that Nick got the triple protect. And yeah, I mean, it was absolutely incredible. And then on the side stream, we had Aaron Brock versus Hirofumi Kimura, and Hirofumi managed to emerge victorious on this battle. But I still got to shout this out with Nick and Ko, because in game 2, that was when Nick got the triple protect, because he actually set up Trick Room for Ko. He tried to call the Trick Room play to reset the dimensions to make sure his Kyogre was the fastest Pokemon on the field, and unfortunately he didn't, so he just stalled out the Trick Room. It was so much fun to watch, guys. So much fun. Let me get into top 8. Montana Mott versus Michael Kelsch. Just phenomenal playing by Montana Mott, guys. Absolutely incredible. Montana Mott, you know what? I'll go this far. Montana Mott is the best North American Calyrex Shadow Rider player. I will stake my claim to that. And I know Carrie Diortona. And Carrie is a really good Calyrex Shadow Rider player, but I will say Montana Mott is a better CSR player in NA for now. But then Michael Kelsch, what more is there to say about Michael Kelsch? He has been a staple for the VGC community in the EU. Literally, he has made top 8 at Worlds every single year he's played at Worlds. And he's only played at 3 Worlds. He has only played at 3. He made finals, top 4, top 8. So now he's got to make top 16. Why not? Or he could be champion. He could be champion in 26. But in one of the matches, I think it was game 2, Montana called the sucker punch into Michael's Calyrex, got the KO, and yeah, it was basically just a wrap after that. And Montana even went for Psychic into the Amoonguss slot, which allowed Calyrex to pick up Amoonguss too. So really, Montana played it flawlessly, earned his spot in top 8. Then we get into the next top 8 matchup, which was Hirofumi Kimura versus Victor Medina. And again, this is where I was talking about with Smeargle. Smeargle with Moody and Spore. It is so busted, it's not even funny. Victor got absolutely thrown behind the 8 ball. I'm not going to say he was screwed. I'm not going to say he was denied or anything. I mean, were we denied a potential game 3? Possibly. That's where I'll end it at. But yeah, I mean, Hirofumi Smeargle got a speed boost, put everything on Victor's team to sleep, and everything took sleep. So yeah, there was that. Then we get into on the side stream. Honestly, I loved watching this match, Kosuke Day versus James Evans. James played it flawlessly, and because he parting shotted Koraidon in game 3, Koraidon couldn't knock out James's Landorus. That made the ultimate difference. And then it was Ko's Terra Bug Incineroar versus James's Incineroar. Ko got a critical hit with his U-turn in game 3, but James managed to just fight it out and earn himself a spot in top 4. Absolutely incredible. And then we get into top 4. Unfortunately, it had to be a USA matchup, all USA, but it guaranteed USA was going to be in finals. It guaranteed we were breaking that streak. James Evans versus Montana Mott. And again, James just went absolutely crazy on Montana. Brute Bonnet was a total MVP in this battle. And even Montana's Dragonite. Now, Terra Normal would have helped. Sword of Ruin would have helped. But without Sword of Ruin, Choice Banded Dragonite, even without the Photosynthesis boost, Montana's Dragonite did not knock out James's Brute Bonnet. So that is a very bulky Brute Bonnet. And yeah, more power to James running Brute Bonnet. I'm actually kind of relieved at seeing Brute Bonnet in the finals because my first ever regional, I didn't know anything about Amoonguss. I just saw Brute Bonnet. I liked Brute Bonnet. I ran Brute Bonnet. And yeah, seeing Brute Bonnet in the World Championships and making it to the finals piloted by James Evans, chef's kiss. Just chef's kiss. But I have to shout out Montana Mott, guys. He really is a great player. And then in the other top four, we had Giovanni Chichki versus Hirofumi Kimura. And Gio got it, man. He played it flawlessly. He got around Smeargle. There is a picture circulating. Let me pull it up from my buddy I Will. Because this is just, I mean, it's a perfect picture to talk about how Gio was. At least where is, oh, there it is. Here it is. This photo is forever iconic now because Gio hated Smeargle and now he knocked out Smeargle. So for the first time in, if I remember the caster set, I think it was like 3 or 4 years. Oh, not 3 or 4. For the first time since Ray Rizzo and Wolf Glick, the World Finals is between all NA players, and it is literally between Giovanni Chichki and James Evans. And I just want to pull up their teams real quick so I can show you guys. I had Poke Data here. We're going to end on this. Giovanni's team, it is Brute Bonnet, Terra Water, Seed Bomb, Sucker Punch, Spore, and Rage Powder. He has the Power Herb Meteor Beam set with the Wide Guard and Trick Room. Choice Scarf Chi-Yu, love seeing Choice Scarf Chi-Yu. He's got the Flame Orb Ursaluna. He's got Life Orb Koraidon with Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Flame Charge, and Protect. And he's got Focus Sash, Terra Stellar Fluttermane, which he did not bring to top 4. He did not bring the Fluttermane. He brought the Brute Bonnet, the Lunala, the Chi-Yu, and the Koraidon. And played it absolutely incredible. And then when we look at James Evans' team, we have Raging Bolt with the standard, well, sort of a standard Assault Vest set, but Terra Electric with 3 electric moves. A little out there. I mean, it's usually 2 electric moves, Snarl and Dragon Pulse. Or 2 electric attacks, Draco Meteor and Snarl, or something like that. Landorus Incarnate Form, standard Landorus Incarnate Form for Sheer Force Life Orb. Covert Cloak, Brute Bonnet, Sucker Punch, Seed Bomb, Spore, and Rage Powder. Calyrex Shadow Rider, Astral Barrage, Encore, Psychic, and Protect. Koraidon, Flare Blitz, Collision Course, Flame Charge, Protect. This was like the standard Koraidon before the Life Orb Close Combat set showed up. And even Hirofumi, his Koraidon, I just want to show it real quick. He had the low kick on Koraidon. So the top 3 Koraidons had a different fighting type move. For Giovanni, it's Collision Course. For Giovanni, it's Close Combat. For James, it's Collision Course. For Hirofumi, it was low kick. So pretty cool, not gonna lie. And then James rounds out his team with Incineroar, Fake Out, Knockoff, Helping Hand, Parting Shot. Really fun team, guys. And honestly, the fact that, like, here are the similarities on this team for our finals. They each have the same restricted in Koraidon. They each have the same restricted that shares a type in Calyrex Shadow Rider and Lunala. They each have a Pokemon that has the Fire Dark type in Incineroar and Chi-Yu. They both have a Brute Bonnet on their team. They both have a Paradox Pokemon. outside of Brute Bonnet. In Geo's case, it's Fluttermane. In James's case, it's Raging Bull. And they each have a ground type. In Geo's, it's Ursaluna. In James's, it's Landorus Incarnate. Honestly, the fact that it's an all North American finals, just chef's kiss, man. USA, 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 USA. Let's go, USA. For Scarlet players like myself, it's great to see Koraidon guarantee itself a world championship, especially after Koraidon won last year. I think I could be wrong on this, but I don't think the box art legends have won worlds in the years of their game. So I don't think Reshiram or Zekrom won in black and white. I don't think black or white Kyurem won in black 2. I know Xerneas won a whole lot of events, but I don't recall Yveltal winning any. I could be wrong on that. Lunala naturally is gonna win worlds, and it's won worlds in the past. I don't remember if Solgaleo has won worlds. The Ultra Necrozmas, I don't think have won worlds. And when it comes to Gen 8, it's Zacian and Zamazenta. And, well, Zamazenta definitely didn't win worlds. And Zacian was everywhere in Sword and Shield. So honestly, it's too close to call. My honest take is that James will win. Because of his history, the fact that he's won worlds before makes me think that James is the favorite in this matchup. However, if Geo wins, nothing against Geo. Really nice guy, not a mean bone in his body. There's not a mean bone in James's body either. I could not tell you if James was like mean or aggressive or anything like that. But these two guys are beacons of VGC. They are great. You guys are great. Please let me know your thoughts on Worlds in the comment section down below. We're going to be watching Worlds tomorrow, guys. Or not tomorrow, today, as I am recording this and uploading it. It will be uploaded before Championship Sunday begins. And what's really cool about the World Championship Finals that I did not mention is this. I just want to pull them up real quick because of the Anaheim Ducks. Apparently, the Honda Center is going to host the World Championship Finals. This is going to be the World Championship Finals, even though I guess they don't. Because, I mean, I looked it up, and that's what I was getting, was that it's going to be either here or it's a venue that's like right. I know it's in an arena, and this is the only arena in Anaheim. So my guess is they're going to be in the arena that hosts the Anaheim Ducks, which will be absolutely insane. But let me know your guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys today on twitch.tv/TalonMasterJ and twitch.tv/IWillTheGamer. Go give my guy IWill a follow, and I will see you guys there. Can't wait to see how Worlds ends, guys. Later.